Hello again, welcome to Up Next, our regular Rovers Roundtable as we build up to semi-final time here at the Millennium Stadium. Rovers with a home draw, of course, and they will play London Broncos this coming Sunday at 6:30. Make sure you get your tickets. It's going to be a huge afternoon and evening here at Post Office Road. So let's build up to that in the company of Jack Bussey, the head coach, James Ford, and Caleb Akins, the double player of the year. Caleb Akins, what did you get? Coaches Player of the Year and Players Player of the Year as well. You were genuinely surprised and humbled to receive those awards the other night.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think it could have went to a number of the boys, but it's honestly nice to be appreciated by your coaches and your peers, in a season like this. So no, it's awesome. I'm humbled to receive those awards. It
was nice, wasn't it, for you to get together and I guess pause to appreciate the success so far, knowing full well, I think everyone who spoke on awards night here, which was another great night as well if you did come to the club, everyone appreciated that the target, the hard work is still to be done, but also nice to take stock of what's been achieved so far.
Yeah, I think that were pretty fair and common across the night, really. I think everybody's still aware that we've got two massive games to come if we're good enough in the first one. Obviously our prep's key this week. We'll focus on us and then build into London, but regards to the awards night, yeah, it was great to see the players enjoying themselves. I think they're a very connected playing group. Also it was good to see the players' partners there as well, and some of the children, and it shows what we're about as a club.
It's been 10 days or so since the Widnes game, the end of the regular season, Jack, here, which was another great afternoon. I guess that was a taster, wasn't it? The big turnout, the fans there to toast the league leaders, the presentation of the league leader shield, and of course honour the captain James Lockwood, who's leaving at the end of the season. But a great deal of excitement about the next couple of weeks, and it's kind of over to you guys now, isn't it?
Yeah, there's excitement from within as well. We're excited as a playing group. We're looking forward to these big games coming up. Hopefully get the first one over the line, then the big one at the end. And it's building around the club. You can see at the weekend, the fans, they're all buzzing as well as we were. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to the game if selected.
Yeah, we won't put the man to your right on the spot with that just now. Let's have a brief look at the season as a whole leading into this game. Caleb, your arrival, your first season here. How would you sum up the season to date?
Yeah, very strong season. I think to go through a whole season only losing 2 games is a testament to where we've been. I think we've been building all year. I think we were ready to come firing this next game.
And can I take you back to your decision to come here? The targets were very clear. It wasn't about just finishing top of the pile, taking the league leader shield. As nice as that's been, it's been about one thing. It's been about finishing top and going up, getting into Super League. When you had the chance to come here, what was your thought process and what made you decide, this is the right gig for me? Yeah,
exactly that. I think how much of a formidable foe they were last year for this coming into the team that's just as strong. I think the aspiration has always been to get to Super League and get promotion, and I feel the squad is built for Super League, so it's awesome to be in the team and have so much success, but it all comes down to these final 2 finals games.
And I guess as head coach, that's why you're in the job as well. It's for these moments. The finishing top's lovely, but the achievement is the next couple of weeks, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but obviously the message I'll be hammering home to these guys is we just focus on London. Obviously we've got to focus on our improvement areas. We'll map out a plan and a strategy to what we think will help us beat London, and we just need to think about that all week, and then when we turn up on Sunday, nail our jobs individually and collectively, and if we do that well enough, I'm confident we'll progress.
Have you felt, Jack, the improvement week by week? You've spent a bit of time on the sideline. I don't know how easy that is to see how the team's strengthening, improving, evolving, and now you're back in it.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it. Yeah, it's not nice to see on the sideline because you're thinking, where am I going to fit in here then? But yeah, you can see it, and I think if anything we're calmer, which I think you can see as a group that we'll be more patient about how we go about stuff, and I think building into finals football, that's what we need.
Where's that come from, Fordy, the calmness which you'll need next couple of weeks, the calmness under pressure? That was, when we sat here a week ago, that was something Martin the chief executive Martin Vickers said about you, and you know, one of your strengths as a coach, to get the players to be calm in those moments of chaos when there's a lot on the line, acting as if there isn't a lot on the line.
Same as any area of a performance that you're looking to develop. You know, obviously I like good examples and areas where you think you could behave a little bit differently or tweak a little bit differently, explore it, try and replicate certain scenarios in training. Obviously I was running around the training field the other day, coming up with some of the worst refereeing decisions you've ever seen, and I was sure I was going to get somebody blowing up, but the boys have taken on a couple of things, one of them being unrattable, and we talk about referees, they're human, they can get things wrong. We've just got to move on to the next part of our mission. The ball can bounce unfavourably. You know, our opponents could come up with outstanding play, we can't control that. All we can control is what we do next, and I believe if we have that mentality and we move on to the next part of our mission for long enough periods of the game, we win.
Caleb, you're the one of this panel here that knows how to get out of this playoff system and get promoted to Super League. So can you take us back to that and give us an insight, if you can, into what it feels like, the mentality of preparing for that promotion push, and what the difference is for the sides that are able to get out of the league?
Yeah, I think it all comes down to these last few weeks, and preparation is key, obviously, going into these bigger games, keeping everyone's mental switched on, you know what I mean, and that plays a big part in getting the job done on the weekend. So that's what we got at the moment. We've got to have a big week of training, switched on week of training, and then put the result out there on the weekend. And
how key is that, what your coach just described, that unflappability, if you like, when things don't go according to plan?
That for us, isn't it? I'll be using that tonight, yeah.
Because all you can do, you know, the message is focus on us, but there's going to be stuff out there in the next, hopefully, 2 games that you won't have been able to prepare for. So how do you prepare, if you like, to be unflappable?
Well, coach's big word since he's come in has been unrattable, so
there you go.
That's been sort of the theme. We know things aren't always going to go your way, whether it's, you know, the other team doing stuff or people are going to try and put you off your game, you know, but unrattable is what we got to be as a team, as individuals, and you know, that's all part of finals, I guess.
And how big a word is discipline in that? Because if you want to be unrattable, in your word, James, that comes down to not losing your discipline, right?
Yeah, discipline obviously in terms of conceding penalties, discipline in terms of offload selection, play selection. You know, I think Jack mentioned patience. You know, we're trying to attack, we're trying to move teams around and break teams down with our shape, with our individual talent, but we've got to be disciplined. And the penalties we conceded have come down from 5, 6, 7 a game to round 2 now. So obviously the boys have either consciously or subconsciously taken it on board, and they're really going after it. And I think it is having a big impact in terms of our energy and the territory we have on our field. And I still think there's more to come. I'd like to get that down to none, and we'll keep going after it.
And when, Jack, we hear Caleb talking about what it takes to get up, do you, on the flip side of that, are you able to draw on the more negative experiences? You've been in this side and experienced the pain of falling short. So are you able to use that as a motivation of knowing where you went wrong before and not wanting that feeling again?
Yeah, I think we did an interview earlier in the year, and I spoke about the time we lost in Toulouse, and it's heartbreaking, it really is. I mean, you work all year, you do all your pre-season run up hills, throwing up and doing whatever you do around fields, and it all comes down to 80 minutes, and if you're not good enough for 80 minutes, you just don't get there, and it's kind of almost, it's not a wasted year, but it kind of is, because you're not getting what you've set out to achieve. And at the end of the day, we're all sportsmen, we want to win. So if you don't want to win, what are you doing playing the game, really? Yeah,
I think I asked you about that Toulouse grand final defeat, how long it took you, how much it stung, how long it took you to get over it, and you said you probably not get over it. Do things like that sit with you that much?
I think so, yeah, especially when it's a final and it means so much. Like I say, you've worked all year for it, you've sweated blood, tears with all your mates on pitch, and it's come down to it, and you've not been able to achieve what you set out to achieve. And hopefully, there's quite a few boys in there now we've played finals for, we know what it's about, and I'm hopeful that we can draw on that experience and get over the line this time.
Do you think the fans Fordy feel that as well? You know this club as well as anyone in this room. The things that Jack describes there that sting and motivate the player. Do you think the fans have a bit of that too?
Yeah, I do. I know a lot of Featherstone fans. I think it probably goes a little bit deeper than that. I think they feel a little bit hard done by from like Super League's conception, really. And we have an opportunity to give them their first taste of Super League, and we'll give it everything we've got for them.
And on that, and maybe Caleb, as a main rival to Featherstone as you were last year, you're quite well positioned to comment on this, because from what I see, I've been working with this club and I've loved working with this club the last couple of years. I look around and see the neutrals or the rival fans. Everyone wants Featherstone to fail. Everyone's waiting them to fall over. I couldn't get my head around it, and it's literally every other team wants this team to fall at the final hurdle. Was that something you were aware of when you were up against Lee, the two big rivals last year, and was it something you tried to perhaps exploit, that pressure?
I don't think we try to exploit that necessarily. I think it was just more that Featherstone have such a fierce and loyal following. So wherever they go, a lot of fans are. Sometimes their numbers are more than the home team, so they're close to it. So it's always been a big strength of theirs. So I think that's why teams try to bring their A game, because they need it when you got such a fierce and, like I said, loyal following.
Let's talk about the opposition, which is London. 2 good wins over London, but I remember in spells during both of those games they look pretty handy. What kind of work have you been doing on the opposition, James?
Plenty. They are a good team. You're right. They'd have spells against us in both games. I think they're a very big, strong, athletic team. They've got their outside backs are a handful. Corey Norman and Ollie Leyland in the halves, dangerous. And they've got some middles who are really hard to handle. So we'll have a look at their attack tonight and make sure we get a quality defensive session and flip that on Thursday. So we know what's coming and we're going to be well prepared for it. But we need to play well. We need our supporters behind us, and I need these boys, or we need each other to turn up and absolutely nail it.
And is there an element that a team like London, who's found a bit of form at perfect time and have got absolutely no pressure on them because no one's expecting them to come here and win, that kind of enhances the danger?
Yeah, potentially. But as I said, we're just going to focus on us, our plan, our start, and we'll go from there. I'm confident that if we leave tonight and Thursday with plenty of clarity, nail our prep and turn up and get our start right, we'll be okay.
When the playoffs start, Jack, do you have a week off? Do you have a look at who's playing and have an idea of who you want to play and who you don't want to play? And where did London fit into that if you do?
Yeah, I watched the game on Sunday night, were it?
Yeah.
I watched that game, and I took notice of the other score as well. And obviously we could only play really with London, Sheffield or York, and I've watched the highlights back and see how the other team have gone about and how they've scored against them or been scored against, and so I know who I'm going to come up against next week and maybe what they're going to do or try to do against me and how I can try and negate it. But yeah, I'll try to do a bit of my own homework as well.
But are you happy to be playing London if selected?
Yeah. Again, it's out of our hands, so it was the lowest ranking team still in it. I'd have taken any team. It's like I say, it's out of our hands. I just think as a group, there's external pressures, but I don't feel it. I'll be honest. I think as a group, we've got our own internal pressure that we want to do something as a team. I think that's what drives me.
What do you recall from the London games this year, Karen?
Yeah, like you said, in patches they had the moments, but I think we just got to be worrying about how we're going to play. I think one of what they did against Sheffield was kept them in yardage, and I think one of our strengths have been getting out of yardage. So we'll need to be on full form come the weekend against the team like London.
And are these games any different? You played London twice. This is obviously now a knockout game. It is different, but
Yeah.
Will it be different, if that makes sense?
I think every game's different. Every time you turn up, there's slightly different combinations out there, and teams have had different weeks of prep, and individuals on slightly different, veins of form. But like I said, we'll be well prepared. You know, we know what we need. We will know what we need to do, and it's just about us turning up and nailing our start and going from there.
And having played for London, Jack, does that have anything in your head? You normally like to get one over on teams you've played for before.
In a normal game, probably yeah, but this game it's knockout. It's just one of them. I've just, like I say, I've selected them there to do a job. I don't really know too many of them. Not too many were there when I was there, so there's only a slight few that I'll know anyway. But no, I'm just there to do a job.
Do you want them to do well?
As an ex-player, I always kind of take an interest of clubs that I've been to. So, well, that's the only one that's left now. So, so I do take an interest of how they're going, and obviously when I realised we're in playoffs and realised I could get them, it's nice to be able to play against, I don't know, like old mates, but I won't be mates for 80 minutes on the pitch.
Right, take us into, for the last couple of minutes, take us into the dressing room. Sunday, it's going to be hopefully another big crowd, which we'll get onto in a second. The fan zone will be fully operational. You'll be, I'm sure, James, up on the stage talking nonsense with me before the game.
Pretty accurate to that.
That goes for us both. Take us into that dressing room. Your last moments. What's the atmosphere going to be like?
I think it will be pretty calm and focused. We'll have lots of clarity about what's coming, what we need to do to negate that, and what our key strengths are, and a real calm and composed nature about us, but with a nice bit of aggression as well, as you always get from a Featherstone team. And there'll be some tough moments in the game. As you said, London have had their patches. London have produced a tremendous second half of the season, and we will need our supporters behind us no matter what.
And on that, just as a final point, Caleb and Jack, you can come in on this as well. You've spoken about the fans who you obviously noticed when you weren't playing for Fev, the passion of the Rovers fans. How key are they going to be Sunday to get you over the line?
Yeah, very key. I think it's awesome to be able to have a home final and have all of our supporters there behind us, to pay them back for how they've been throughout the year. They're always, loud, boisterous, and it's awesome to have behind you, especially come finals. I'm excited for that.
And Jack, final point to you. You obviously love playing here, otherwise you wouldn't have been here so long.
yeah, I like it, and just going on what Caleb says. Yeah, it's when you're in a tough tough moment in the game, when you're really blowing and you hear the crowd behind you, you just get up again. You just do whatever it needs to be done, make a tackle, take a run, whatever it needs to be done. So yeah, they're like us 18th man really.
Great stuff, Jack, Caleb, 40. Thanks for taking a bit of time out today, and good luck with the rest of the week. We'll see you Sunday. We hope to see you Sunday as well. It's the Betfred Championship playoff semi-finals. Rovers at home here at the Millennium Stadium, Post Office Road against the London Broncos. Get your tickets at the shop or online. Make sure you're with us. It's a 6:30 kickoff.